That'd be the dream. So Scott, I wanna ask you, did you just find out about Boiz? Or have you been sleeping and just decided to jump on the summer Boiz?
I found out the day before the drop.
About them?
Yeah.
Nice.
I saw the boys like 2 months before because Stanny and Jordan had them as their profile photos, and I was like, what the hell is but I could never find the collection. And then one day I was on Rarible just because I was checking out some stuff for Genie, and then I saw the boys and I was like, wow, it's beautiful. And then I started doing research that night and sold some stuff and then used that money to buy the boys.
Nice. What kind of research do you do when you're looking to invest in a project like that?
Yeah, like I think the number one thing is community. So like with NFT collections, you have like a hierarchy of like who's who in the space. So like that was the first thing. And with the boys, you have like some really prominent people. So like another thing with like that I see with NFTs is like the floor price of your NFT collection is like the weakest link among your community. So I think right now that's who Dom for the boys. He has like a 20 ETH
on Smart Boy.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it was bought yet, but so like that's one thing. The second thing is like the supply. So like I think the boys are capped at 100, the unique boys. So that was like another big thing. And then 3, like the collaborations and like the meaning behind the art, of course. And like I think the art is like timeless, and it's very like the collaborations with the artists, and they're able to like come bring like different perspectives on that timeless background. I think that's just like an amazing idea. So one all in after seeing all those 3 factors.
Wow, that's very succinct and very well said, because a lot of times I ask people similar sorts of questions and they're like, oh, we just looked, I just thought they were cool, and but then you hear the bigger investors who are willing to drop some actual money, and they talk about research, and they always have very clear criteria that they're looking for before they invest in a project. So I agree with you on all those points. I think those are a lot of huge bonuses to the boys, but I love hearing you lay it out so clearly there.
The other thing
I'm looking to buy.
What's that?
I was saying, I think the other really important thing with them is that, like, early Rarible, like in February, March, when off, like they created so many inspired sort of things, and they were really like, I think, one of the beginning phases of that like profile pick wave, right? Like after Lirona did Boiz, people started profile picking them, and then people started making profile picture series, and then it kind of like, even though Punks was like the OG of all that, like Boiz is when we started, at least in the recent months, seeing this becoming like a big trend. As she did that, and then everybody was doing these like sculpture guys and stuff like that, and it was like just accidental trend creation.
it blew up so fast. It was so crazy because I remember I saw the boys like super early during like the first the Genesis Boys drop. I was trying to get Mellow Boy, and I was bidding against Greek for they started at 0.3 back then. And so I was bidding against Greek, and he went up to 1 ETH, and I'm like, that's too rich for my blood. But then I ended up getting the second. I ended up getting Shy Boy, and at that point, Justin had it as profile picture. I think Fuckrender had it for like a week, but needed to go back to his like brand safe Fuckrender profile. Even though now he's just a punk, he's just balling out. But
just throwing it.
It was so crazy because you're exactly to your point. There were punks, but boys were the first. I think they were the first like art. Like bespoke art profile picture collection. I don't think anything else was going on.
That's what big names wanted, even.
Yeah. Yep. And so people started then. I mean, we've kind of gone back to generative projects, at least in the short term, kind of trending. But I think
it's more available, right?
They're more available. They're cheaper. Yeah, they're cheaper for people to get into. But yeah, it was crazy. Her and I don't even know if she thought that they were like they weren't supposed to be like profile pictures, but they just worked so easily for it. I just kind of ended up going that way when I started making memes and stuff. So
yeah, you helped, man. You did so many memes in the beginning that it just like created this, this boy wave.
I worked really hard to try and get that hype going because I thought the project was fucking awesome, and it was fun. They were so easy to make memes of. You take literally any picture and then you just copy paste a head on top of it, and and everyone loves it.
That was before I even knew what you looked like, so I was just like, this guy must look like a boy if he's going this hard on these memes.
Nah, I just look like a hippie.
Dude in the van down by the river.
I wish, dude. That'd be the dream. Maybe if I sell enough.
I get messages. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was saying maybe if I sell enough ETH or sell enough Boiz, I can get a van down by the river. But what were you saying, Scott?
I was just saying, like, I get messages like every other day saying like your profile photo is amazing and like it's really mysterious and mystic, and I think that's like one of the beauties. So like Lirona, she made this very minimalistic like canvas, and then like all the collaborations with some top artists, they are able to like apply their personality on top of that canvas that's still timeless after like they do all that stuff. It's just amazing. And like yeah,
it lends so many voices to it, you know, because it's just such a simple design that has this sort of casual like sculptor vibes that like I think even, you know, some of the recently dead big names in sculpture would still really enjoy, because it has that, you know, thick clunkiness to it that we saw a lot of in like the 1900s and 1960s even.
Yeah, and when we were talking, when we were talking to Lirona on the Boiz chat, like a month ago, we were talking about archetypes, and she thinks quite a bit about distilling things down to their archetypical forms. So that lends exactly to your guys' point of being able to use things as a canvas. When they're so distilled back, it's easy to paint on top of them.